This is great. Hello. Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming out to our inaugural Founded in FoCo and our inaugural Founded in FoCo. What am I doing? There's a camera here?
Yeah.
All right. How close am I to the camera now?
You're good.
They don't tell me these things. I literally just showed up and they're like, here's the mic, you're up. And I'm ready. So excited to see all these great faces here. So excited to be part of this incredible community. Those that don't know me, I'm Scott Schrake. I'm the Executive Director for Entrepreneurship, Colorado State University, and AVP for Strategy. Love being a part of this community. I think one of the things that makes a university special is how it embeds itself in the community and how it works to actively rise with that community. I think we really try to embody that with our Institute for Entrepreneurship, with the programming we put on. We also are a huge beneficiary of that. We love the partnerships that we have here, all the mentors that we get from the community. It makes it so that we can do what we can do. So I'll just say a huge thanks for coming out for our kickoff event. Hopefully the food's good, the beer's cold, the wine is warm or cold depending on which kind you want. But excited for you all to be here and excited for the first Founded in FoCo week to really kick off. With that, I'd like to bring Nick up. Oh wait, one more thing. Huge thank you to Rachel and Jim and a few other folks that helped make this event happen. Truly thanks for the work and the whole I4E team helping pull this together. Now Nick, you can come out. Yeah, Nick! There's a camera right here if you want to stay close.
Yeah, look, it's falling over already. Welcome to Founded in Fort Collins Week. Thank you. I don't have my lit up with me, so you're going to have to do all the work. My name is Nick Armstrong. I'm the lead organizer of Founded in FoCo, which is formerly Fort Collins Startup Week. How many of y'all have been to Fort Collins Startup Week before? Awesome. Okay, y'all are going to have to make some noise because the folks in the live stream think it's just me talking to like nobody. First, I want to give a huge thanks to our huge team of small but dedicated, amazing people. Phil and Candace, who are right over here, they are the organizers of Scale Up Week and the nonprofit track. And so all of the amazing speakers you saw today for the nonprofit side are they're doing. Phil in particular and Candace for the startup. So let's give them a round of applause. A huge thank you to Charles and some of our other volunteers who have shown up this week and really kicked our day off today. How many of you are speaking at Startup Week for Founded in FoCo Week this week? Awesome. Let's give these folks a round of applause. We couldn't do anything without our sponsors, so I really want to say thank you to CSU, the Institute for Entrepreneurship, the City of Fort Collins Economic Health Department, all of our amazing folks. Brian's over here, thatdamnlawyer.com. Make sure you check him out in case you ever get sued or think you might want to sue somebody. He's your guy. He doesn't do suing. But if you need a contract, he's the guy. Yes. Okay. And really, this week is about taking leads. Hello. There we go. This week is all about taking risks, being brave, and doing something that is true to you and making sure that your talent, your gift, is shared out with the world. So in that spirit, make sure that you're connecting with your fellow entrepreneurs, hopefuls, and that they are learning something from you. So one thing that it doesn't like me. One thing that I found is really helpful is what is one thing that I can offer and what is one thing that you need? And those are great networking questions to ask each other in case you're getting stuck. What can I help you with? And what can I help you with, right? So without further ado, I want to introduce our amazing panel. And these are economic leaders in our region. And from the Chamber, Cynthia from Visit Fort Collins, Hope from Larimer SBDC, and SeonAh from the City of Fort Collins Economic Health Department are going to have so many great things to share with you. And the question here is, I really set them up for this.
Try this one. I feel like it's wait for
How about now? Can you hear me now? Okay. So the question is, what does thriving in a recession look like? And so we'll let them answer that, introduce themselves first. So let's have a round of applause while our experts join us.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? This is so great to see so many people out, and it's wonderful to see familiar faces, new faces, and a lot of our community partners. I'm Hope Hartman. I'm the Executive Director of the Larimer Small Business Development Center, otherwise known as the SBDC. We are housed at Community College, and for those of you who don't know what we do, we offer free confidential consulting to any business owner, any entrepreneur aspiring or established. We also offer training and classes, workshop, on demand, in person, and we're also going to have some cohorts coming up on the future in 2023. I'm just going to say a couple of words on this prompt that Nick gave us, and then I'm going to hand it over to the other guest here. There's just three things that really come to mind when I think about working through a recession or working in a recession and how to be resilient. And I think this applies to a lot of situations you might see yourself in. Focus on your people first, whether that is your clients, your customers, or your team. Especially your team, because if you have the right team, they're going to get you through any situation. And that also leads into the characteristics of your team, adaptability, right? Especially if you're the leader of your own company, the more adaptable you can be, that's really going to help. That's a characteristic that's going to see you through. And we've all experienced some real big challenges over the last couple of years. We're going to keep having new challenges. So if that's something that you can really embed into your culture, I think that'll take you far. And also when I talk about the people, sometimes when we hit these hard times, the workforce can be the first group affected. And I'm going to encourage you to not let go of your workforce, but to find a way to keep them in place and to see where you could make other cuts with your expenses, probably on operational level. And with that, I just want to lead into innovation. I know it's hard to constantly innovate. You want to be able to sustain, but find ways to innovate. And that might be that you are looking at digital transformation or some other ways, again, that you can cut expenses, not cut into your people, and learn to adapt. And I just wish you the best of luck with whatever kind of business you are pursuing or starting. And please don't be a stranger to the SBDC. Thank you so much.
I'm Cynthia Eichler, and I'm the president and CEO of Visit Fort Collins. So if you are not familiar with what we do, we are, in essence, a marketing arm for our community. So we invite people to come see us for recreation and leisure, also for conferences and meetings. So we have kind of that dual role. We invite them kindly to leave all their money with us and then go home, right? So on the other hand, we do support economic development through talent. Anne and her crew and SeonAh, everybody is so great at that. And so we sometimes offer a little of the sizzle piece, right? So you can have a great job, but what else are you going to do when you get here, right? Well, do you like fishing? Do you like art and culture? What is it that you might like? Oh, beer, right? So we have some fun things that we try to make sure we really just help people with. And I love what Hope just said. You know, the pandemic was, that's one of my, none of us raised our hand for that experience, love it, right? And that's okay. So one of the things that we did at Visit is when you can't invite anyone to your community, right? The governor says no, the health department says no, what the heck do you do? So we pivoted to provide health and safety guidance. What can you do? How do you do that if you are out in the community? And then the second thing we did as things drifted a little further along, we started talking with our board and with our staff, and we said, how do we make sure brick and mortar stores are here when we're done with this, right? Because some of our folks were really having a hard time. So I found an amazing partner, Jan Sanchez, couldn't be here tonight. She's at Red Rocks having a lot of fun. So kudos to her, but we would love to have had Jana with us tonight. And then a company called Code Geek. And they said, yes, we will help you make a multi-business platform to sell merchandise in Fort Collins in 12 weeks. So we debuted that in time for Thanksgiving weekend. We had 27, almost 30 businesses who did not previously have a website and needed one so that they could do curbside or online ordering or different things. We had at least 3 of those businesses who later told us, had you not done that, I don't think we would have been here. Not really our swim lane, right? But it was stand in the gap. What can you do and how do you lift up and support? So that was our innovate during the pandemic.
I might just stand there because I don't really know how to write this thing.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is SeonAh Kendall. I am with the City of Fort Collins Economic Health Office. So I actually like to say I was the first person hired in the City of Fort Collins Economic Health Office. We have been formed a little over 10 years. One of my, I think, skill sets is having had my own business. So being where you all are at in terms of trying to survive, but also really, thrive in this atmosphere. So our office does business retention and expansion. So whether that's bringing businesses in, but also retaining those businesses, which is a really important part. And in the last few years with Chamber and others, we've really talked about what does talent retention and expansion look like? And that's where Visit Fort Collins really does come into play. In terms of Nick's question, one of the biggest pieces I'd like to stop and talk about though is, can we actually pause and really go, wow, we survived, right? That was really, really hard. Cynthia, Ann, and I were talking just a little bit earlier. At the beginning of the pandemic, things were changing, not hour by hour, minute by minute. And this is one of the pieces, I think, with Hope saying, really taking care of your people, whether they're your customers, your employees, or others. It's really important to really know who are those people who really want to help your community and help you. And I would say in the first few moments of the pandemic, the first thing we did is we all got together on Zoom calls, on cell phone calls, right? And gosh, text, right? Because we didn't really know Zoom at that point, so sorry. And really, again, I would say for you, it's really about network, really talk with folks and really understand who they are, not just for what they can bring to you, but what you can bring to them, but also because you never know when you're going to need them, right? And that pandemic really taught us that component of it. So those are things that I would say are really important. Our office has done a couple of different things during the pandemic. Grants are one of them. The other piece I would say is we've also started, hold on, there we go. Multicultural Business and Entrepreneur Center, because what we did find is not everyone was getting the same information at the same time. And that's one of the biggest, hardest lessons we learned in the pandemic. We do have a couple of folks from the MBEC here today too, so please just, connect with our folks here. But, we're just happy to be here. And so I just want to say thank you all for helping us and helping make our community a great place.
Thanks, SeonAh. I'm Ann Hutchison. I'm President and CEO of the Fort Collins Area Chamber. And we're really here to build community. We're here to be your voice as small business owners or large business owners. We're also here to advocate around bigger issues that nobody can tackle alone. So we're standing up for transportation solutions. We're standing up for talent solutions. We're standing up when it comes to reigniting our economy. And we want to do that for you. In reference to the question that Nick asked, surviving a pandemic or surviving a recession, the notes that I would share is, number one, check the data. Sometimes we are building our own self-fulfilling prophecy. And as we learned through pandemic, while things were rough, they weren't maybe as rough as perception made them. So check your data. And then I'll reinforce what SeonAh shared, and that is build relationships today because you never know when you might need them tomorrow. We were able to activate as an economic development community immediately because we'd already built the relationships. We weren't having to know each other, figure out how people worked, or figured out what they had to bring to the table. We already knew that. And then the number three, because you have to have three things, would be fleet. Be ready to pivot, which we all hate the word, but nonetheless, be ready to take that moment to change the plan if you need to change the plan. And don't feel like you have to stay solid in one single place. Be ready to move and flow with where you need to in order to be successful. So we're thrilled to be here, and let me turn it back over to Nick.
each of these leaders up here, and Hope, who disappeared somewhere into the crowd, were instrumental in saving businesses during the pandemic. So please give them a round of applause. Is anybody a fan of Parks and Rec out there? Leslie Knope? Okay. One of my favorite Leslie Knope quotes is, "Nobody achieves anything alone." And it is through the work of each of these partners playing together that all of those businesses were saved and saved well and cohesively. So as you connect a network, remember this and build up your networks to do things, great things together. And thank you to Ariana who's holding the webcam so that we can live stream this as well. So I want to thank a couple of our sponsors real quick before I turn you over to the rest of the hour to start building those connections and networks. Front Range Community College, who's for the remainder of the week. The rest of the sessions are all posted on our website at foundedinfoco.com. It's all free. It's all easy to attend. Go show up. There's so many great panels out there led by community experts who are here tonight and willing to share their expertise with you. So please go and make those connections. Start your business if you haven't started. Start your business if you haven't started your business, and go kick some ass.